It's Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Southern California today, and we are joined by the Southern California Regional Director of the California High-Speed Rail Authority. You know her name is Michelle Boehm. We are also joined by Jackie Patterson of J.L. Patterson and Associates. We'll explain why Jackie is here momentarily. My favorite thing about the show is when someone brings props, and you have brought props. Why, Michelle, is high-speed rail bringing a prop that looks like, I don't know, an unmanned aerial vehicle, maybe a drone? Why are you bringing this to us today?
Brad, it's great to be here again.
Thank you, of course.
We're bringing this here today because one of the things that is so important about the project that we're doing, which is really a project for the 21st century,
right,
is that we're using 21st century technology as we're moving through the process to develop the project, because
right,
we want to make sure that everything we're doing it better, faster, and cheaper.
Right.
And that's why we have this prop here today. As we're advancing and moving forward in Southern California with our work to determine the routes that we will
right,
take, we need to get very detailed mapping of the ground conditions in order to be able to design the rails that we will be working on.
So let's talk, if I may, Jackie, about what would have happened if this were 30 years ago. How would you be mapping what Michelle wanted 30 years ago?
Well, it starts with setting ground control with the crew on the ground.
Right.
And then we need to send a manned vehicle or an airplane, basically, at a high altitude to try to obtain the area mapping needed for the project.
So I presume that would be very expensive.
Yes, it is expensive, it is time consuming, and you don't really get the results as quickly as you can, as we might want.
Right.
Because, of course, we've talked about really accelerating the progress of this project and wanting results right away.
So you're telling me that this object, which looks like it's made of styrofoam, I don't mean to cast any aspersions, is replacing an airplane with men and women flying it.
Absolutely. That is exactly what we're telling you. We are telling you that by using this vehicle, this highly precise piece of equipment, we are able to get the aerial mapping we need to develop our routes over long spaces and periods of time within a matter of days and weeks rather than months.
This is 2 pounds.
Yes, correct.
2 pounds, not 200,000 pounds, like some airplanes probably are, but 2 pounds. Jackie, how does this work in very simple terms?
Okay. First of all, it's battery operated,
okay,
so we're not burning any fuel
nice,
while we're up in the air. It is flown at a lower altitude, therefore it can catch much more accuracy on the ground.
Okay.
And it's more precise, and it connects to the Army Corps GPS station, and it's collecting all the information via a camera that is exactly what you have
and
in your
here's
hand.
this camera.
Yep.
This looks like a camera that I could use to take pictures of my vacation. But yet, these cameras today, I mean iPhones today,
right,
give high-res images like you can't even imagine. Explain why this camera works.
This camera works in conjunction with the software that is constantly using, so that as you go through your path of your aerial mapping,
right,
it collects all the images, and it collects all of the information on the ground that it eventually becomes a 3D model of your plan model.
This is a miracle. Forgive me for saying that. I know I'm simple, but this is remarkable that this 2 pound styrofoam, it looks like I got it out of a cereal box and just gave it some medicine and it blew up and was a little bigger than it would have been. I mean,
and let's talk about some of the features of it, because it's really interesting. So this little stack right there that you have, that's magic. That's where the magic happens. That allows it to connect to the state-of-the-art GPS coming in from all of the satellite systems so that we know exactly where it's at. And what happens here is its flight is completely pre-programmed.
I see.
Exactly where it's going to fly is uploaded and pre-programmed with a geofence, which means that it cannot move outside of a certain boundary. It is prevented from doing anything but what it's programmed to do.
Okay, good. Because we know there have been some issues about drones going where they shouldn't, be it with fire or otherwise. That's not going to happen with this.
That is not going to happen with this. The pilot has a backup handheld remote control in case of emergencies, but this does not escape and get away from us. It goes exactly where it's told to go.
How long does it need to be
if
up?
If you can go up a little bit. Yes, right here is where the infrared sensor comes down in order to sense where the ground is at all times, in order to know that it is on track and exactly where it needs to be.
How long does it need to be in the air for just a standard mission?
The battery lasts up to 45 minutes.
Okay.
We don't like to use it all the way to the end.
Sure.
So typically our flights are between 35 and 40 minutes.
And will that map about a mile? How long?
About a mile and in length and about 1,500 feet wide.
The other element of this program I want to discuss is that Jackie Patterson owns a company named J.L. Patterson and Associates. I have a feeling she is the J and the L in J.L. Patterson. And what that goes to and what that really highlights is that the High Speed Rail Authority is looking to employ small business owners. And I think Jackie fits that mold.
Absolutely. We have a very, very strong commitment. As we're building this project is by Californians for Californians. And so we have a 30% small business goal for all of our contracting, and Jackie is one of those small businesses. We have over 200 small businesses working on different pieces and parts of the authority's programs right now. 80 of those small businesses are located here in Southern California. And another piece of our small business goal is that we also target and hire disabled veteran-owned businesses. And so we have over 30 disabled veteran-owned businesses working for the authority right now, and we expect that to go up in the future.
Jackie, give us a sense how it was to bid with the High Speed Rail Authority. Was the process facile? Was it difficult? How was it?
Well, we have been in business for 25 years. I started the company back in 1990, party of one, and we are certified as a small minority Hispanic woman firm. We participated in all of the pre-proposal processes, and we made our services known to the potential primes, and we were very lucky to get on the program with the that is doing the environmental and engineering job for Burbank to Los Angeles to Anaheim, and I am actually the design manager for that section, which is
good luck to you.
Very appreciative.
Good luck to you on that.
Very appreciative to Michelle and to the High Speed Rail Authority for the opportunity. This is a wonderful
How is
program.
that line going, by the way? Any update? As long as we're there.
So we have a really ambitious goal for our Southern California section, all the way from Bakersfield to Anaheim, our phase 1 section. We are working to get it environmentally cleared, select and certify the route that we will build the train on in the next 2 years. And so Jackie has been of tremendous help and service to us in working on the very tricky connection between the Burbank area and Los Angeles, where we come in through a fairly narrow pass, we go very close to the Los Angeles River, and so then we ultimately come into Los Angeles Union Station. So there are so many very complex things we need to work on, and that's why we needed somebody with the engineering capability that Jackie brings.
I want to thank you both for joining us. Her name is Jackie Patterson. She's a civil engineer with J.L. Patterson and Associates. Her name is Michelle Boehm. She is the regional director for Southern California for the High Speed Rail Authority. My name is Brad Pomerance, and this is Charter Local Edition.